Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching this inspirational video. He was a man of simplicity, and his dedication to his profession, patriotism, and his love for children is always an inspiration to every individual. He is the role model because he dedicated his entire life to the country. He made every Indian proud. His every action was transparent, and he worked with integrity and succeeded with the integrity. He is called as a missile man of India for his work on the development of ballistic missile and launch vehicle technology. He was the leader with a vision. He, as a leader, traveled towards an explored path. He knew how to manage success and, most importantly, the failures. He is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the Missile Man of India. Abdul Kalam was born on 15th October 1931 in Rameswaram, Tamil Nadu. The United Nations declared Abdul Kalam's birthday as World Students' Day. His father, Janullah Bean, was a boat owner, and his mother, Ashiyamma, was a housewife. In early childhood, he sold newspapers to support his family income. In his school years, Kalam had average grades, but described as a bright and hardworking student who had a strong desire to learn. He spent many hours on studies, especially on mathematics. His family used kerosene lamps at night as his small town did not have electricity. His mother used to save kerosene to enable him to study at night. He had completed his matriculation from Squans Higher Secondary School, which is in Ramananthapuram, and later he went to St. Joseph College, where he became a physics graduate. In 1955, he went to Madras Institute of Technology to study aerospace engineering. During his third year of graduation, his teacher assigned a project to design a low-level attack aircraft together with a few other students. Their teacher had given them a tight deadline for completing the project. It was very difficult. Abdul Kalam worked very hard under immense pressure and finally completed his project within the stipulated deadline. The teacher was impressed by the dedication of Abdul Kalam. After completing of education, Abdul Kalam wants to become a fighter pilot, but he was bagged at the ninth position out of 25 candidates and was not recruited as only 8 slots were available in the Indian Air Force (IAF). He joined as a scientist in the Aeronautical Development Establishment of the DRDO, Defense Research Development Organization, and he started his career by designing a small hovercraft at DRDO, but remained unconvinced by his choice of a job. Abdul Kalam was also part of the Indian National Committee for Space Research, (INCOSPAR), under the renowned scientist Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. He got an opportunity to visit NASA. So after coming back from the NASA, in DRDO, he started working on the expandable rocket project independently in 1965. But he was not much satisfied with his work at DRDO. And when he received transfer orders to the ISRO in 1969, he was so happy. In 1979, during SLV-3 satellite launch, Dr. Abdul Kalam faced a failure. At the time, Abdul Kalam was the project director of India's first satellite launch vehicle, SLV-3, and Professor Satish Dhawan was the chairman of ISRO. Abdul Kalam and his team, some thousands of people, worked nearly 10 years for SLV-3. When SLV-3 is going to launch at Sriharikota, when the countdown was started from 10 minutes, when it reached to 40 seconds and the computer put it on hold and don't launch it. Abdul Kalam was the mission director and had to take decision. His experts advised him to go ahead with the launch as they were confident about their calculations. Abdul Kalam decided to bypass the computer and launch the rocket. After bypass the computer and launch the system, there are 4 stages. Before the satellite is launched, the first stage went off well, and the second stage it's gone out of control and is crashed into Bay of Bengal. It was his first time failure, and Abdul Kalam was so depressed. At the time, ISRO chief Dr. Satish Dhawan supported and encouraged Abdul Kalam and his team a lot. Next year, on July 18, 1980, the same team led by Abdul Kalam successfully launched Rohini RS-1 into the orbit. It is India's first designed and produced satellite launch vehicle. Abdul Kalam received the government's approval in 1969 and expanded the program to include more engineers. In 1970s, he made an effort to develop the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle (PSLV) with an aim to allow India to launch its Indian Remote Sensing (IRS) satellite into sun synchronous orbit. PSLV project was successful, and on 20 September 1993, Raja Ramanna invited Abdul Kalam to witness the country's first nuclear smiling Buddha as the representative of TBRL, even though he had not participated in its development. Under the leadership of Abdul Kalam, the project ICDMP proved to be successful by producing missiles like first Miss Prithvi missile in 1988 and then the Agni missile in 1989. Due to contribution, he was known as Missile Man of India. In 1992, he was appointed as a scientific advisor to the Defense Minister with the rank of Cabinet Minister. In 1999, he was appointed as the Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India. Abdul Kalam played a major role in connecting the Pokhran 2, a series of 5 nuclear bomb test explosions in 1998 in the month of May. The interesting fact about Pokhran 2 testing was it maintained high secrecy so that no one detects the testing, and they succeeded in it by avoiding the spy satellites and CIA satellites by calculating the blind spot and time. With the success of these tests, he got the status of a national hero, and then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee declared India a full-fledged nuclear state. APJ Abdul Kalam in 1998 proposed a countrywide plan called Technology Vision 2020 to make India a developed nation by the year 2020 and suggested nuclear empowerment, various technological innovations, improvement of agricultural productivity, and many other things. In 2002, the NDA, National Democratic Alliance, was in power and nominated Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam for the post of the President of India. Being a popular national figure, he won the president election easily. In 1998, along with cardiologist Somaraju, Kalam developed a low-cost coronary stent, named the Kalam Raju stent, which led to reduction of prices of imported coronary stents in India by more than 50% in 2012. After the success of Kalam Raju stent, he and cardiologist Somaraju developed a tablet called the Kalam Raju tablet, which aimed at arming healthcare workers at the primary level to respond to emergency medical situations. While India has been developed polio-free by WHO in 1995 and 1996, Dr. Abdul Kalam and his team worked hard to produce orthosis calipers that weighed almost 1/10 of the weight of those that were available in the market. These flow reaction calipers made movement and walking less painful for patients with motor disabilities, allowing kids to walk more freely and fluidly without much help. On 10th June 2002, the NDA government proposed Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam name of the presidential post to the leader of opposition, Congress President Sonia Gandhi. Dr. Abdul Kalam served as the President of India from 25th July 2002 to 25th July 2007. He was the first scientist and the first ambassador to occupy the Rashtrapati Bhavan. In the presidential election, he got approximately 922,884 votes and defeated Lakshmi Sehgal. He became the 11th President of India by succeeding K.R. Narayan. He received the prestigious Bharat Ratna and became the third president to receive the highest civilian honor after Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan in 1954 and Dr. Zakir Hussain in 1963. Dr. Abdul Kalam was also known as People's President. Dr. Abdul Kalam received 16 honorary doctorates from various universities. Government of India honored him with the Padma Bhushan in 1981 and the Padma Vibhushan in 1990 for his work with ISRO and DRDO and his role as a scientific advisor to the government. In 1997, Abdul Kalam received India's highest civilian honor, the Bharat Ratna, for his contribution to the scientific research and modernization of defense technology. In 2013, he was the recipient of the Van Braun Award from the National Space Society, NSS. In 2012, Kalam was ranked number 2 in Outlook, India's poll of the greatest Indian. Dr. Abdul Kalam has always been known for his knowledge and kindness. During a hectic project, one of the scientists who was working in the project, he was asked to Dr. Kalam a permission to leave early in the evening by 5:30 p.m. to take his kids to an exhibition. Dr. Kalam gave him permission. However, the scientist got busy with work, only to realize that it was 8:30 p.m. When he looked for his boss, he wasn't there. Guilty for having disappointed his kids, he went back home only to find that his kids weren't there. When he asked his wife where they were, she replied, "You don't know. Your manager came here at 5:15 p.m. and took the children to the exhibition. He take care of very well about his team. And he loved children a lot." In 2013, some Indian science students met him during the International Space Development Conference, ISDC, at San Diego, California. They went up to his dining table to say hello. The president, Dr. Abdul Kalam, who was eating dinner, asked a student to eat from his plate. The student, highly surprised, he took a leaf of spinach from his salad when he insisted, "Till this day, I take it to be a leaf of inspiration from him and the best dinner I could ever imagine," which was said by the student. While he was working on a construction project, the DRDO, he asked the team what would they do to ensure security around a certain building. The team lead suggested broken glass on the walls. The president, Abdul Kalam, was quick to turn down the suggestion. He said the birds cannot perch on the wall. After Abdul Kalam was elected as the president, he attended an event at Kerala Raj Bhavan in Trivandrum. With the power vested in him, he could have invited any two people as the presidential guests. He invited a roadside cobbler and the owner of a very small hotel. Dr. Kalam had spent a significant time as a scientist in Trivandrum. He invited the cobbler and the hotel owner, both of them who he was close to during his time in Kerala. Dr. Kalam was invited as the chief guest at the convention ceremony at IIT Varanasi. A few chairs were put on the stage, the middle one being for Kalams and the other for the university officials. When Dr. Kalam noticed that each chair was bigger in size than the others, he refused to sit on it and politely asked the Vice Chancellor to sit instead. When the Chancellor did not, another chair of the same size was made available for Dr. Kalam. When Dr. Kalam was about to deliver a lecture at a small school, the electricity suddenly went off. Instead of panicking or waiting for it to come back, he walked right into the middle of the crowd, pointing towards the students to surround him. He went on to deliver another inspiring lecture with his bare and powerful voice. Abdul Kalam set a target of interacting with 100,000 students during the 2 years after his resignation from the post of scientific advisor in 1999. He explained, "I feel comfortable in the company of young people, particularly high school students. Henceforth, I intend to share with them experiences, helping them to ignite their imagination and preparing them to work for a developed India, for which the roadmap is already available." His dream is to let every student to light up the sky with victory using their talent fire in the heart. Dr. Kalam, Abdul Kalam, owned properties pants of 2 DRDO uniforms, and 4 shirts, 2 DRDO uniforms, 3 suits, 1 Western and 2 Indian, 2,500 books, 1 flat which he has donated, 1 Padma Shri, 1 Padma Vibhushan, 1 Bharat Ratna, 1 Brown Award, 16 doctorates, 1 website, 1 Twitter account, 1 email ID, and 1 Veena. He didn't have any TV, AC, car, jewelry, shares or land or bank balance. He had even donated the pension towards the development of his village. He was a real patriot and true Indian. And he wrote many books: The Wings of Fire, Ignited Minds, The Luminous Sparks, Mission India, Inspiring Thoughts, India 2020, Turning Points, and there are many other books. On July 2015, Dr. Kalam was delivering a lecture at IIM Shillong, where he suffered a heart attack and his condition became critical. He was shifted to Bethany Hospital, where thereafter he died of cardiac arrest. His last words to one of the persons, Srijan Pal Singh, were, "Funny guy, are you doing well?" On 30 July 2015, the former president was laid to rest at Rameswaram, Bekarambu ground with state owners. Around 350,000 people attended the last ritual of Kalam. In the memory of late President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, a memorial was built on his name at Bekarambu in the island town of Rameswaram, Tamil Nadu, in India. On 27 July 2017, it was inaugurated by the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi. The memorial built by DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization. In the memorial, various replica of rockets and missiles are kept, which shows the work of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Also, some acrylic paints about his life are also displayed along with the hundreds of portraits which depict the life of Dr. Abdul Kalam. At the entrance of memorial, a statue of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was placed, showing him playing a veena musical instrument. With his 2 more statues are there in sitting and standing posture. On 15th October 2015, 84th anniversary of Kalam's birth, the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, ceremonially released postage stamps commemorating Kalam at DRDO Bhavan in New Delhi. The researchers at the NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory JPL had discovered a new bacterium on the filters of the International Space Station and named it Solibacillus kalami to honor the late President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. The Swiss government has dedicated its Science Day in honor of the missile man and former President late APJ Abdul Kalam for his vast experience in science and technology. The father of Indian missile program, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, had visited Switzerland back in 2006. Upon his arrival, Switzerland declared May 26th as Science Day. India's first medical technical institute, named as Kalam Institute of Health Technology, it is located at Visakhapatnam. Wheeler Island, a national missile test site in Odisha, was renamed Abdul Kalam Island in September 2015. A prominent road in New Delhi was renamed from Aurangzeb Road to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Road in August 2015. A first look was released by the Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Mr. Prakash Javadekar, in New Delhi on 9th February 2020, the biopic of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. The title of the film is APJ Abdul Kalam, The Missile Man. It is a joint venture between Hollywood and Telugu film industry and will release by the end of 2020. Thank you for watching this inspirational video. Please like, comment and subscribe for more inspiration and motivational videos. Thanks a lot. Thank you for your support.